fresh off the conclusion of his 15th season with UW Parkside Rangers basketball team, head coach Luke Reigel sits down with us now. Coach, fresh off the last season in the GLVC, but let's talk a little bit about the contributions that your seniors had and how they get sent off. Espen Fierstad, Goran Zagaric, and Jameel Moore. What can you say about their contributions to the program that they've had over the last few years?
Well, I think it varies between the different players and what they accomplished throughout their careers. Obviously, Jameel, was a one and done come in, and I thought he had a very good year. I mean, our system is one that usually takes usually our transfers, it takes a year to get comfortable, and then the second year they take off. But I think he proved that, if you lock in and kind of get settled as quickly as you can, that you can have a productive year. And he had an outstanding year, from a statistical standpoint. And so I thought that was nice. And then obviously Espen and Goran had been with us for a long time. And, Espen's kind of what you picture is a guy that just sticks with it and keeps working hard and gets his opportunity and takes advantage of it. I mean, he played a little bit as a freshman and kind of got more and more as he got older. He played on some great teams, and then his senior year, when we needed him to step into a big role, he did and did a great job. And that's kind of what we thought he always would have the ability to do. He's a very intelligent player, always was in the right spot on the defensive end. And offensively, obviously, he's one of the better shooters in the league and just had a great all-around year. And then Goran's situation was unique. I mean, he came in here as a transfer and learned and played behind some very good players, had a great junior year, and then only had one semester left. And that just made it difficult. I mean, he wasn't able to practice with us. He couldn't work out with us. So really from September to December, he was on his own. And I think that led to a slow start. But once you see him get acclimated and get back into really good game shape, he had a nice couple months for us. So we'll definitely miss those three. I mean, we have some very good young players in the program, but that's three starters who contributed, and when we were winning, they all played well. So I think it's going to be important that we understand that they've left a void, and we're going to have to replace them just like we've replaced so many good seniors over the years.
You talk about that void that they left, and we mentioned right before we came on about the recruiting process and kind of your off-season plans. What does that look like for you over the next couple months?
Well, I think the most important thing for us is we need to get a little bit older. We have a very good core in place. We had 5 players redshirting. We have good young players in the program. But our upper classes are a little bit thin. We need to add some older guys that have been through some battles and can step right in and contribute. And we have 2 very good freshmen coming in next year, a point guard and a wing that we feel really good about, that are going to be good contributors during their time here. But there's also a need for us to add just a little more maturity, a little more physical presence, probably make us a little more athletic. And that's really what we're focused on here. Over the next couple months is, can we add a couple transfers, whether they're D1 transfers, D2 transfers, or even junior college transfers, that can come in and have played at the college level and contribute right away. And I think that's something that we feel would be a good mix, just because we have so many young players in the program that are going to be very good. But to add some older guys to that mix will make us better quicker. And we feel like we could be very good next year, regardless if we add any more pieces. But if we can add the right 2 players to the players that are in the program, we feel like we can get back to close to the level we've been at for quite a while now.
So you talked about the players that aren't on campus, the ones that are the seniors in high school or the transfers coming in. How about the ones that are already on campus? What's their off-season plan kind of look like?
Well, we just got back into our off-season workouts now. We take 2 weeks off after the season, and with it being a little bit shorter season, definitely shorter than we like, we have an opportunity to get in the weight room and get to our postseason workouts a little quicker. And the thing that I've noticed is, as a group, we're getting the work done in the weight room, and that's something we really need. I mean, we're not a big physical team, and we need to be by next year. So our players are doing a good job getting up early mornings, 4 days a week, and getting in the weight room. And our strength and conditioning coach is doing a great job with them, just working on the things that these players need if they're going to be successful in the future. And then it's the skill work. It's for the guys that played, that got minutes and were exposed to Division II basketball, whether it was their first time playing a lot or maybe it was their freshman or whatever. We're working on things where they struggled during the season. What can we improve with their shot, with their post moves? We haven't gotten into the defensive end, but we will. And then for the red shirts, it's just a continuation of, okay, they did a nice job during the season, and this is a tough time for freshmen right now. I mean, when you go high school basketball, the season ends and you're done, and you go play AU and you're having fun. With incoming freshmen, it's okay. The season ended. Now we take a couple weeks off. Now it might be even more difficult at times. And so for them, it's just for getting them to understand how good and how hard you have to play when the lights come on. And they're all going to be able to contribute next year, but if they can mature and understand just how hard you have to compete every night, that's only going to further their growth. And that's what we're really trying to work on right now. We're built on skill. That's how the program's always been. And so we're always working on getting better skill-wise, ball handling, passing, shooting, but adding that athleticism and strength to it is a big piece for us.
So you guys become the first Wisconsin team next year to join the GLIAC. You're going to be preparing for new teams on every given night. What's the excitement level at for you guys to join that new conference and to see new opponents on a nightly basis?
I think throughout the whole program we're excited. I'm excited because it's just something new. I mean, 15 years in our former league, you're seeing the same programs, you're seeing the same systems a lot of times with coaches that have been in those places. So I'm looking forward to going against new teams, new systems, and we've played a lot of the teams in the GLIAC, but it's going to be, okay, now these are conference games. And there's a big difference between, a non-conference game in November or December and conference games that mean, okay, are you making the conference tournament? Are you having an opportunity to host conference tournament games or beyond that? So I know I'm really looking forward to the challenge of the GLIAC. It's a great league. Obviously, they have a team in the Final Four right now with Ferris State. And we've played Ferris, and they're one of the best teams in the country. But the depth of the GLIAC is what is going to be interesting to see how we fit in, because what I've noticed is they've had 2, 3, 4 elite teams, but then the middle just beats up on each other, and they're all good basketball teams. So that's going to be a big challenge for us going into 8, 9 different new buildings that our players have never played in, having teams come here that we might not have a rivalry with yet. All those different things that coaches think about, keeps you up at night trying to make sure you're prepared for the different things that are going to come about in the next 12 months.
Well, the new chapter of Parkside Athletics and the new chapter of Parkside Basketball will begin this November with the men's basketball team opening up their GLIAC conference action. We thank Luke Reigel for sitting down with us now. Best of luck going forward, Coach.
Thank you.